For your enjoyment, the Calgary Stampeder Football Club is pleased to present Stampeders 87 and the 75th Grey Cup Championship. The 87 edition of the Stampeders opened the CFL season with a brilliant come-from-behind victory over the Rough Riders in Regina. Despite their impressive start, the Calgary fortunes fell on hard times. Then on August the 9th, and down 37-11 to Ottawa, Rick Johnson engineered a 28-point comeback and a 1-point win. The red and white were back. Larry Kuharich replaced Bob Vespasiani as head coach, and the new-look Stampeders took no prisoners. Home wins over BC and Edmonton brought Calgary to 4-6. A road loss at Winnipeg was only a momentary snag, as the Stampeders chalked up a 4-game winning streak, including a trouncing of the BC Lions 34-6 in BC Place. Calgary finished the regular season with a 10-8 record, 2 points out of second and ready for Edmonton and an Alberta showdown in the Western semifinal. The success the Stampeders enjoyed in '87 was due to outstanding individual talent combined in a total team effort. At quarterback, Rick Johnson provided inspirational leadership. Here, a key TD against Ottawa, while earning a Canadian Airlines Star of the Week. Number 16 also passed for 7 touchdowns. Sharing duties at the helm, Rick Warman was impressive and vital in the Stampeders' playoff drive. 5 touchdowns on the rush, 16 TDs, and over 3,000 yards passing. Calgary's Shenley selection as MVP was Larry Willis. Number 89 earned a Canadian Airlines Star in the Stampeder Labor Day win over Edmonton, and a second in a 166-yard performance against Hamilton. Third in league receiving, Willis had 10 TDs and was 8th in touchdown scoring. Number 71, Jay Christensen, performed well at wide receiver. 13 catches for 178 yards and 1 TD. At slotback, 2-time Western Division All-Star Emmanuel Tolbert earned a Star of the Week with 2 majors in a home trouncing of Ottawa. On the season, E.T. was the CFL's 12th in receiving, 6 TDs and over 1,000 yards on 57 receptions. Marshall Toner had over 200 yards on 18 catches and 1 touchdown. Tony Pearson made his mark here with receptions like this against BC. At running back, Gary Allen continued to do it all for Calgary. Third in rushing with 165 carries for 857 yards and 5 touchdowns. Number 23 added 2 receiving TDs. 3 of his 7 touchdowns were earned in a 42-36 home victory over Hamilton. Talented Calgary native Tim Petros had a team-high 140 yards rushing in the Stamps' 31-26 win against BC. He had 5 TDs rushing on the season, and with 34 receptions, contributed over 600 yards in total offense. Kirby Warren was selected Canadian Airlines Star of the Week for a 131-yard rushing performance against Saskatchewan. Bob Poley anchored the Stampeders' offensive line. His honors, Shenley finalist, and a Star of the Week selection. Glenn Harper led the CFL in punting with an average of 42.8 yards. Number 6 was one of 3 Stampeders to earn Western All-Star status. J.T. Hay handled the Stampeders' place-kicking chores for the 9th season. His longest field goal, a 56-yarder in the season opener. He went 5 for 5 in the 1-point victory. Hay was 5th in league scoring with 172 points on 89 field goals, 42 for 42 on converts, and 13 singles. Richie Hall established a new Stampeder high for career punt return yardage during the '87 season and finished 3rd among the league's best. Ron Hopkins led the CFL in kickoff returns with 1,098 yards on 47 carries for a 23.4 average. An 82-yarder against BC helped Andy McVeigh gain 8th place among CFL peers. On the defensive line, it was Harold Holman continuing to impress. A Canadian Airlines Star of the Week, his 15 sacks led the Stamps and tied him for 6th in the CFL. Holman was named Western Division All-Star for the 2nd consecutive year. Eugene Beliveau contributed 5 sacks on the season and added 2 fumble recoveries. Vince Goldsmith had a heyday with the BC Lions in the Stamps' 31-26 victory. 2 fumble recoveries, 1 return for a TD, and a Star of the Week. On the year, number 78 made 5 fumble recoveries, 2 returned for TDs, 12 sacks, and a blocked punt. Third-year Stampeders Stu Laird had 7 sacks and 1 fumble recovery in '87. Kent Warnock made his presence felt here with a fumble recovery against BC. Quincy Williams had 5 sacks on the season. The ever-present Bernie Morrison led the Stampeder linebacking corps for his 10th season. His 99 tackles was 2nd highest in the CFL. In interceptions, fumble recoveries, and sacks, he was 3-1-1. Bruce Green had 4 sacks, 37 tackles, and a fumble recovery on the year. Lamont Jeffers, a Stampeder via the Alouettes, gave the red and white 5 sacks, 49 tackles, and a fumble recovery in '87. Also over from the Alouettes was linebacker Matt Finley. In his 2nd CFL season, his statistics tell the story. 37 tackles, 1 fumble recovery, and 1 sack. The Stampeders had 27 interceptions in '87. Ron Hopkins led the way with 6, a career high. For his efforts, he was selected as the team's defensive Shenley nominee. Richie Hall had 4 interceptions, adding a sack, a fumble recovery, and 64 tackles in his 5th season as a Stampeder. Earning the Shenley nomination as Calgary's Rookie of the Year, David McCrary had 3 interceptions and a fumble recovery on the season. Greg Peterson, in his 4th year as a Stampeder, had a career high of 4 interceptions, 2 in a key victory over Edmonton on Labor Day. From the University of Calgary and a Brooks, Alberta native, Darcy Kopp had a fumble recovery and 2 interceptions in games against Winnipeg. The 2nd-year Stampeder added 22 tackles to his season statistics. Larry Hogue had a pair of 2s in '87, 2 interceptions and 2 fumble recoveries in his 5th season as a Stampeder, adding 56 tackles on the year.